Hey everyone, welcome to Kat's Creations Live on Friday night. My name is Kat and welcome to my kitchen where we are going to be creating a paw print wreath. Specifically today, it's going to be a dog paw print wreath, but you can make it a cat paw print or anything else. You could do a tiger print. I'm trying to think of anything else that would have big round circle for little circles. You could probably even do bear paw, but I think it's a little different because they have the claws. But it's going to be super simple. So all you are going to need is one medium size grapevine wreath form, and then 4 of the exact smaller little grapevine wreath forms. So this is 18-inch that I'm doing, and then the little half circle ones or the little circle ones are only 8 inches. So it kind of lays out a really good proportion. You don't want to go super large on the bottom and then super large or super small on the top, because it kind of looks way out of proportion. So it should only take us really like 30 to 40 minutes to finish this. You'll start to see how super easy it is, and every time I make the dog one, they sell. So this is good for a craft fair. It's good if you go to a dog show or a veterinary office. You might do that as a thank you gift for them, pet shop, or anyone who sells like dog supplies, or give it to a dog rescue or dog breeder. So do we have anyone joining us before I start?
Yep, Caitlin, Peggy, Jean, Sharon, Teresa, Patty, Valerie, Brenda, Deborah, and there's more joining. Christina. Hi,
Okay.
Christina.
So thank you for joining me on the Friday night. So I've already done the pre-prep work, which means, and I'll do the before and after picture and I'll post it later of what the grapevine looked like today. But you guys know me, I'll go through and you just kind of run your hand over the top and then go in the opposite direction. And what you'll find is little pieces of your grapevine that are sticking out. So you just want to make sure that should somebody pick this up or hang it on the door, that you don't have any protruding pieces that would damage their door or potentially, I don't know, harm them. But I generally, I think if I picked up a grapevine, I would know, hey, there's certain things that you're just going to be a little bit on the cautious side about. So make sure you do front and back. And like I said, I pretty much picked this one apart because it had a lot of debris in it. So that kind of gets to be pretty messy. And then the little 4-inch ones I have, these come 2 to a bundle at Hobby Lobby. Don't be fooled, because they have a little piece of grapevine holding them together. But when you cut the grapevine apart, you actually have 2 separate ones. So
I think those are 6-inch, aren't they?
8-inch.
8-inch.
Yeah, so I have 2 8-inch ones. Again, you want to do the same thing. Make sure you clean up all of your debris. Snip off any little pieces that just, I don't know, are sticking out, sticking up. Might pose an issue. And I think these guys are pretty much done. Once I pulled them apart, it was a little more challenging to cut them down and get them all shaped nicely. It just looks better, I think, if you take the time to clean up your grapevines, but not clean them up so well that it just looks like, you know, they're too perfect. So you want to leave a little bit of the curlicues in. That gives it a little bit of the character. But definitely you'll have some twig ends that stick out. So you want to make sure you pull all those off or cut those all off.
Happy Mother's Day weekend, everyone.
Yes, happy Mother's Day weekend for everybody. Remember, we don't have our live on Sunday because I want you all to go do something fun. Hopefully you'll do something fun on Mother's Day.
Christina said Colette made handmade a card for her today. That was the first card she's ever made. So that's
Aw, that's really super sweet. Yeah, my kids are always like, what do you want for Mother's Day? And I'm like, really? Nothing.
Peace and quiet.
Yeah, peace and quiet. Don't call mom except to say happy Mother's Day. Don't want to go out to lunch. I just don't feel like being in the same pool as everybody else. I think mom should be celebrated like dads every day of the year and not just one significant day. So I always tell my kids, save your money, don't buy the cards, don't buy the flowers or the candy. Let's go do it on an off weekend where we can go in, get in, and then we get to go home.
And the Grapevine's 18-inch, right?
Yes, this is an 18-inch.
Yep.
And I was just looking for how I had it set up. It's right here. Okay, because I had it all like laid out what I wanted to be my top and how to lay the paw prints out. So you'll need a sign. You can go with whatever sign you want. They have some super cute ones. This came from Hobby Lobby. So I think it was $9.99 this week, and then it was 40% or 50% off. So it's only like $5. And then the Grapevines, since they are 2 in a pack, they're $4.99 for the 2. And if you use your 40% off coupon, you can keep your costs kind of down a little low. So really the only thing we're going to be adding to this wreath is the external grapevines, the sign, and then we're going to top it off with 3 bows, sorry. So the first thing you want to do is decide where you're going to want your sign. And I actually, nature kind of like decided it for me. So what it's going to do is it's actually going to hang right here. It has like a little built-in broken branch right there. So what I'm going to do to make sure it doesn't rock back and forth is I am going to, on the very top corners here, I'm going to, right where I have my finger, here and here, I'm going to staple a pipe cleaner so that I can secure it so it'll stay in that spot with my stapler, which is Black & Decker Power Shot.
Hi gals, just joining.
So I like to put 2 in and then just kind of twist it. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side, right about there. So as long as your wooden sign or MDF sign is 1/4 inch in thickness or greater, you can just use a staple gun to drive your staples in, and then you're good. You're all ready to secure your sign, which is going to be super simple. Just deciding if I want to attach my sign first or last, like after. Let's put the paw pads on first. So I decided this is my top, and what I find is that it looks cuter if your paw's kind of a little bit sideways. So here's my center. I use the first 2 and then I'll secure the other one so that it's kind of off to the side, not straight up and down. It's your preference. You can go straight up and down if you want. All you're going to need is floral wire. This is 26 gauge. And we're just going to wire them one at a time. So I just pull out a pretty good piece. And I'm going to start with the very first one, because I know this is where I want this one to go. And let's see. I'm going to add quite a bit of glue right here so that this can start to set up. And we're going to just stick this just like so. And then we're going to take our wire and we're just going to wire this together. You could, if you wanted to wait for it to dry, you could just use a pipe cleaner just to kind of hold that in place till the glue dries. But because the wire is going to actually get covered up by the bow, you don't need to worry about it. So
and you can wrap it a couple times if you wanted to, right?
Yeah, but with Gorilla Glue, it's pretty good. I generally don't wrap it. You could wrap it 2 or 3 times if you wanted, but it's just, we're just attaching the smaller grapevines to the bigger ones. And so the next one, you're going to have it twofold. So you're going to want to fasten it to the bottom and glue it here. And then you're also going to want to glue it on the side so that the paw prints stay together. So I'm going to do it this way.
Mary said, here from Romney, West Virginia, shared with daughter-in-law Karen and good friend Kim to watch live. So happy I'm watching.
Oh,
we are
awesome.
all animal lovers.
This is going to be super cute. Like I said, I guess there's just more dog lovers in the world than there are cat lovers. So I have a tendency of selling probably 10 times as many dog ones as I do cat ones.
This one's a little bit tougher to sell, isn't it? Not that it won't sell, but it's hard to fit in a box.
Oh no, you can fit it in a box. I have no problem getting it in a box.
Will it fit in a 24?
It'll fit in a 24-inch box.
Okay.
So, like Steve says, I'm just going to do this one a little bit longer. I'm going to go over and under. And just cinch it on there pretty good. Just like so. They're super, super easy to make. And there's Cat, Bella. So we'll take another small piece of wire and then we're going to attach the two together before we start on paw pad number, what I did, 3. So again, same thing. You're just going to pull this together. I think this would be a super cute wreath to give a vet.
Yes, it would. They would look awesome on animal hospitals.
Yeah, on the vet walls.
Yeah.
Because you could just, I mean, I think Hobby Lobby has a generic sign that says like rescues are the best. You can find a pretty good generic sign that'll incorporate dogs and cats. So that one's all done. Now we're going to just move on to paw print number 4, doing the exact same thing all the way around.
Hi, Sarome. She said, hey, Sarome from Fres, Virginia. Always such a pleasure and treat to be on your live. Thank you for sharing all your talents with us. Happy and blessed, beautiful Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Hi, Jean. Hi, Gail. Jean said she blew up about 100 Mother's Day balloons yesterday for the weekend at Dollar Tree.
No, that's true, huh? Okay, so I always use Gorilla Glue just to kind of hold everything in place. Again, we're doing it here, holding that, and then just start to wire it together. And you want them, hopefully, to all be the same. Like, you don't want to have them all kind of up and down, but you do need to wire. And if you get the, like, this is a brown color. I know it kind of looks like a dirty silver, but it's actually a brown. It blends in really well with the wreath. And like I said, right where we're wiring it, that's where our bows are going to go anyway. So we don't really have to worry about it too much. So again, we'll do our paw pad.
Hi, Stana. She said, hey, neighbors, liking the rain. We haven't got much rain, just sprinkled a little bit.
Yeah, we missed most of our rain.
We probably got more rain because it's closer to the hills.
Okay, there we go. So we always secure it to the bottom first. I find if you secure it to the bottom first and then do the sides, you'll be good. And you don't need to overdo it on the wire. It's just meant to hold them together so the glue dries. I don't even take the wire off because the wire is almost transparent once you get it on there.
Thank you, gals, for sharing. Appreciate it. Hi, Becky. Hi, Karen.
Okay. There we go. And one more to go.
Stana, make sure, I think you need to click on like and follow, and I think
Oh, to get notified?
To get notified, yeah.
Yeah. So I think right now, and you guys can tell me if that's true or not, if you are watching live right now, you can, there's something on the bottom of the live that says turn on notifications, like on the comment thing. And then at that point, let me do this again. You turn on notifications, and then you have to like and follow the page. And then what you can do is you can change the notifications to be notify me. I think there's like a default, and then there's one that says notify me first. So we want to be notified, hopefully first.
Deborah asked, Kat, do you find Gorilla Glue better than other glues? Why Gorilla Glue? Just curious.
Well, okay, we've used the Surebonder glue. We've used like the low-end Hobby Lobby glue. It just seems like out of all the melty glue, hot glue sticks, the Gorilla Glues last longer, and we don't have things falling off. So securing things, that's a beneficial side to using Gorilla Glue.
And I've noticed that the Surebonder glue, if you hold on to it for like a year, and then you try to put it in your glue gun, and when you push in on the glue gun, the glue stick actually starts to kind of shred and fall apart, as where the Gorilla glue stick stays solid, it doesn't change. It seems to bond better.
I think there's just an overall different quality in that. So it's just my preference. It's just what I found works better.
Well, Martha Cat would love to see your farm if you have one. She said, sorry I've been away lately. It's goat kidding season. Sorry, we're busy. We're having babies.
I love baby goats. Okay, you guys know, if you follow my personal page, I'm a diehard duck fan. Baby duck, or just ducks in general. And then I love goats and lambs. I think they're super cute.
Thank you, Elaine. She said, click on the 3 dots at the top right, drop down and select notifications and follow. And then status said she just found it. Thanks.
Yeah, and and Facebook's changing everything again. Like today, we realized that if you go on your Facebook business page, we used to have a little drop down menu that says say something, like if we wanted to post. And now if you do that, you have to scroll farther down to find it. When you do post, it posts like you're a visitor to your own page, which thank you Facebook for yet another change. So you actually have to go into your own page, and you have to click the publish button now to stay your business. I don't know, just something else that they're doing. Okay, so we will attach our sign so we know where to put the bows, but let me show you what it looks like thus far. Let me pull all my glue threads off that have popped out of the back. They're just kind of little threads. So that's what it looks like, and I think mine's going to go like this. So it's going to kind of angle the way you guys are looking to the left. On my side, it'll be towards the right. But see how that looks, and it all stays nice and perfect. It's all super cute. So whatever you like can become a paw print.
Libby is late getting on. Libby, the main Grapevine Wreath is 18 inches, and the other 4 are 8-inch wreaths.
So I am fortunate that I have this little natural groove in it, so it kind of hangs here. So what I'm going to do now is take my pipe cleaners and just feed these through the grapevine to kind of hold my dog bone sign in place better. Because I told you I kind of like to give customers the option, should they choose to use it, of keeping the sign, put it somewhere else. Maybe you just want the dog paw print. Maybe you want to change out the signs with the seasons, you know. You definitely have that as an option to do. And this one has quite, like, it's so easy for me to thread this one through. So doing your cleanup, is this going to be that much easier. So I don't cut my pipe cleaners off until the very, very end in the event that I need to change them. And I use brown so that when I'm done, I can kind of tuck them back into the grapevine. But there's my sign so far. Make sure I twist this one.
Yeah, you got some glue threads on the right side or left side.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's picking it up from this.
Yeah.
So, do this.
Deborah, we're not having any technical difficulties with Facebook. We are direct wired into our router, so we have no issues with the Wi-Fi here, but we have heard that people on Facebook are having some issues, so that's what it could be.
So if you're having login issues or sound issues, sometimes it's just a simple fix of logging out and then logging back in. Okay. All right, now we're going to make a bow. So what I generally do is I will position my bows. I try to do them between the paw prints if I can. So it'll kind of be one here, one here, one here, but who knows. The ribbon that I am choosing to use for the paw print, I have a black, tan, and white. It's hearts, paw prints, and dog bones, and then just a black and white polka dot. So we're going to do one like this, and then we are going to do two with this, I guess it's black and tan, doesn't really have much white in it, but with a smaller version of the 1.5 inch. And then the tan paw print ribbon came from Craft Outlet. So did the black and white polka dot, and then the this one, the plaid, was from Halloween last year at Joann's. See, it still says Makers Halloween. So,
Jean, this should fit in a 24-inch box.
Yes, I measured it. I think
it's like right at 24 inches.
Yeah, look, because my cutting mat is 24 inches from top to bottom, and I have plenty of space. And then even side to side. We are, oops, I'm on the wrong side of my cutting thing. So if I measured it from here, here's 24, but it would just depend on how you position it in the box. So what we have found on the 24-inch boxes is if you go corner to corner at the widest point in the box,
right,
you have a lot more play in the box.
Debbie, the sign is from Hobby Lobby.
Yep, it came with this little red bow. It was like stapled on here. So if you wanted to do country, you could. I didn't want this because I'm trying to make this a universal dog wreath, which means there's no dogs that are red. So I was trying to do black, white, and tan because dogs generally fit into that color combo. So I'm going to use the Bow Dabra to make the 3 bows. So let me cut off our folded end.
Deborah, hope you have some Wi-Fi or something you can log into. She said it's still doing it, having issues.
What is it doing?
She just said she said logging out and being back up shortly, but it sounds like she's getting kicked out.
Okay, let me show you how to do a dovetail really quick. So we take our wired edges, we bring them together, and then you're going to cut on the folded side right to the corner. There we go. And then you have your perfect dovetail, ducktail, pigeon tail, whatever you want to call it. And then you have to figure out how far do you want your tails to hang down. And you guys know me, I'm a stickler about the length of tails, in the fact that if you have a sign with words on it, you don't want it to impact your words. So we don't want to have tails this long that we have to either push to the side. So I'm going to go with, I bet this is about, what, 6 inches?
Yeah, 7 maybe.
We shall see. It's 6 inches. So we're going to do 6-inch tail for the 2.5 inch. So we're going to utilize this one. And then I'm going to probably do about, usually I kind of eyeball it and then I go, oh, that looks like nice length. So this is 4-inch loops. So we're gonna do 4 inches on the other side.
Hi gals, just joining. Oh, Kay said she has that ribbon, so that's awesome.
Who?
Kay.
Oh, okay.
Prescott.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Let me look at this again. Yep, right at the one. This one just looked funny. It was like, that looks really small when I pull it back that far. But that's why measurement is good, and eyeballing it at times can be really bad. Okay. So now that I have the bottom 2 done, I can do the top 2 much quicker, because you're just going to put your fingers in the loopholes and pull until you get those measured. And I just turn my bow down right. It's just easier for me to do it that way.
Yep.
So I'm always turning it so that I'm always working to the left-hand side.
So all the new gals that are on here, if anybody's new, just say where you're at or who you are and which city and state you're from.
Exactly.
And if you are new, make sure you go on to KatsCreationsNMore on Facebook and like and follow. And then you'll see these posted on her public page.
5, 10.
We'll also have them on YouTube later.
Yeah. Oh, that was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Facebook made it almost downright impossible to get to our YouTube, to download our video off of Facebook
To YouTube, yeah.
just to our home computer. It took, what, like 3 days and about 4 hours total. So they're making changes. So that is going to be that. Now we're going to come back in and add black and white polka dots to that. Kind of pop that a little bit. Kind of tie in with the sign, because the sign is black with white polka dots.
Bonnie, the size of the small wreaths are 8 inches. And the large one is 18 inches.
Yeah. I know, at first I thought they were 6, and then I had to go back and measure them, and I was like, no. And they are 8 inch. I was like, those aren't 8 inches. Those look too small. So we're going to take the smaller loop in a little bit. We're not going to go 4. We're going to go about 3.5 inches in. Let me just double check.
Wow, that is interesting. Maricel said, don't know if you've heard, all stores will no longer sell or use helium gas. And the companies that make them will stop using it too. Party City is actually closing their doors.
Well, I know Party City is. I read that on the retail media, that they're closing 45 of their stores to reopen 200 stores in better areas. So that's interesting. I had not heard that about the helium gas, though.
I think there are other gases though that you can use besides helium.
What else floats though?
Well, there's other gases that probably aren't as light as helium, but I think there still are gases. So.
That's going to be interesting to see. Maybe it's from all those people who were inhaling helium. Possibly.
Oh, Deborah, hope you got fixed. So hope it's not freezing anymore.
What?
Oh, Elaine said, Kat, your patriotic wreath behind you is awesome.
That's the one we did in our private group.
Yeah, that's the private group. That's the Americana wreath.
So I've been wanting to do that one for a while. And my dad is a big Americana fan, so he's actually gotten on Facebook and commented and said, I really like this wreath. That's subtle hint for hoping you're just going to make me one for my house slang. So, yes. So we're just going to take our pipe cleaner and go ahead and secure this, and then we'll fluff this. This is going to actually be our middle bow. So, let's see, this one would technically go here.
Anne said she tried to post pictures on the public page, but couldn't find where to post them at.
See, Facebook's changing it. They're changing it. That's what we noticed today, is that there was issues with that today. So I'm just kind of lightly fluffing it. So when I make the other ones, I'll do a more permanent fluff, just to kind of look and see. This is where this is going to go. It's going to be super cute. So I generally make the middle bow the biggest bow, and then the other ones on the other side will be a little bit smaller.
Aurora said, I'm not new to the live, but I'm excited to be new in the private group.
She is new in our private group.
From very soggy San Antonio, Texas.
Welcome
to the private group, Aurora.
So on these ones, we're going to take that plaid. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to do dovetail. Now this is a little thinner ribbon, so it's not as thick as like the canvas dog paw print. This is a softer ribbon, so it doesn't have as much weight to it. Like, it's softer.
Deb asked, how in the world did you come up with this creation?
I can honestly say I was not the inventor of this creation. Yeah. Nick Creticos at Christmas time in 2017 showed his public group how to make a Santa dog wreath. And so once I watched him do that, I was like, that's super cute. Gotta do that. So then we made a whole bunch of them at Christmas time.
And since then, there's been a bunch of variations.
Oh yeah. You can do them any way you want. You can find them on the internet like crazy. So again, I'm doing on the bottom 4-inch loops, 6-inch tails.
Judy said it was on national news tonight about the gas. That's interesting.
See, and we don't watch the news. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, we try not to.
I don't watch the news. I don't like it. It's too depressing. I just figure if it's something major and happening in the world, it's going to be on a Facebook newsfeed, or Steve will tell me. Because
Audrey.
He watches it quite a bit.
No, I mean, I watch Facebook.
Facebook newsfeed. Yeah. So.
Audrey said hello from Nova Scotia. Hi, Audrey.
Love up there. Doesn't it? This is Canada, correct? Nova Scotia?
Nova Scotia's, yeah, right up there, the very far east corner.
Right, it's got to be fairly cold up there. So see, like Halloween ribbon doesn't have to be scary ribbon. So I picked this one up last year when it was all going on clearance because nobody bought it, probably because it didn't look like Halloween ribbon. But it allows me to utilize it in different ways, like great farmhouse ribbon for the cow or chicken.
Yeah, Gail said she made that Santa dog wreath last year after watching Nick.
See, everybody made it.
Yep.
It was super easy. But I think he did his a little bit differently. Like, I think we did adding the glue because I just didn't want, I'm always looking for ways to reinforce the design so that customers can have it more than just one season.
Right, and this is an everyday wreath.
Yeah.
Dog lovers, you can keep it up all year long.
Yeah, and then if you want to change out the sign or change out the bows, you could technically do that for a really great vet's office and sell it as a seasonal wreath and tell them that you will change out the sign with the seasons and give them new bows if they want to do something like that. They can buy a seasonal paw print wreath and you would just send them new bows and a new sign and then just make it really easy for them to put in and take off. So I'm trying to keep my measurements the same.
Hi, Ari. I believe it's Ari. It's just A-R-E. She said hi from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. You always make such beautiful wreaths.
Aw, thank you.
And then Jean, the loops on the second bow, I think they're both 4 inches, right?
The bottom ones are 4 and the ones on top are like 3.5.
Gotcha.
And then the tails are 6. So, and I love this paw print wreath, or the ribbon, because it's really super thick, which means it's going to do what you want it to do.
Linda said hi, watching again from New York. This wreath is perfect.
Perfect.
I'm a cat lover, owner of
a
fluffy white Persian, like the Fancy Feast commercial.
And you should go check out my cat wreath. It's in there. It's in my Etsy shop. I think it's the sign on it says "You had me at meow." Which is pretty much what cinched it for us with all of our pets.
And you can double this as a cat wreath if you just change out the sign and change out the
bow.
The ribbon, the bow, yeah.
Yeah, because this one has dog bones. And I do have ribbon that's just black and white paw print, and I have one that's a black and white cat silhouette. So that's super cute. So, my recommendation for you wreath sellers is make one of each, and then that way you can stock them in your store for dog lovers / pet lovers.
And you can have them up on your house until you sell them.
Well, we like the cat one because we're cat lovers.
Yeah, we have 4 cats.
4. Wasn't supposed to work out that way at 4. One just adopted us. So this is going to be this one. And then, like I said, we'll fluff the bows when we're done. We'll do one more. Make sure. This might not have enough to go around. I don't think so. I don't want to chance it and get like 3/4 of the way and not have it work. That's why you always buy 2.
Yep.
And I think I'd already broken into that and used it on something else. Because normally, I think Joanne sells 12-foot rules? 12 feet.
12.
Somebody just needs to tell them sell 30. You'd sell a lot more of them. Usually 12 feet is exactly what you need to make a standard pretty good, like 8 loop bow. So we're back to 6 inches. And then make our loops. And then we just attach everything and it's done. Super simple. And these are nice enough that you can keep the price points low so that you can make them for all your dog and pet lovers.
Kay said this sign was on the first wreath I ever made, and she used burlap.
Oh, that would be super sweet too. Thank God they invented black and tan paw print ribbon. I think for a while it was just white with black paw prints on it, and now they've made it in blue, red. I think Steve was like, I thought you were going to go red, but no. You could. Like the ones that we do at Christmas have dog toys on them. And then you have to get creative, because I always want people to be able to take stuff off if they don't want it on the wreath and use it. So you go over to PetSmart and buy a couple cute dog toys and then you're good.
No problem. She said, sorry I missed your video. I just had knee replacement. Wow, you're just like Gail. So I hope your knee is healing up and you're doing better.
I know, right?
Happy Mother's Day, Robin, and all the gals.
Yes. And I say that to everybody because there's people who, there's dads who have to do that dual role if they're, you know, if he lost his wife. And like sometimes dads have to do the mom role too. Not to
and single moms.
Make them feel less than, but it's like sometimes they have to, but sometimes they have to fill in for mom. You know, you got to have that girl talk with your daughters.
Elaine asked, any suggestions for getting training for posting to Etsy?
My private group,
Yep.
because we cover all of that from starting your page, helping you do your listings, helping you make sure that everything is correct in setting up your store so that your store can start to generate traffic. And you really don't want to wait too long. I was watching a training class today that basically said starting in June, I think it was June or end of June, starting in June, you're supposed to finish up your beach wreaths. You are supposed to, right? This is just, it's all hypothetical, but it kind of makes sense because remember, we're following retail. And if you guys saw my post, Hobby Lobby is actually putting out their fall stuff now. No, it's not on sale. It will not be on sale until probably going back to school. But if you wait for it to go on sale, you will miss out on all the good stuff you wish that you would have picked up had it been on sale. So my advice is every time you go into Hobby Lobby to go get your 50% off your deco mesh or your floral, use your 40% off coupon. Go find something cute in the fall section and pick it up. Use your 40% off, because that's all it's going to get discounted out to anyway is 40%. So you may as well pick it up now, just a little bit at a time, because you guys all saw last year when I fair warned you that if you waited on your Christmas ribbon at Hobby Lobby or any of your Christmas decor, by the time Christmas rolled around and you waited, you were going to miss out on all the good stuff. And sure enough, I think it was by like the 4th or 5th of December, everything was out of stock. It was all done.
Deborah Cat stated earlier, no, she's not going to have a private group on Sunday. It's for
Moms.
all the moms to go out and have a great day with their family and friends and not have to worry about.
Yep, that's why we did the tutorial on Wednesday too. We did the legal issues of running your business and not copywriting.
I know, but probably a lot of gals are like, I wish you would have a video on Mother's Day.
Because I have nothing to do
That's
anyway.
what they would love to see.
I know, right? But for us here, 5 o'clock is like, it's dinner time. Not that I'm going to go out and do anything for dinner. It's just going to be, I'm looking at this, seeing how I like this. Let me kind of look at how I want it to be. I think it's going to go that way. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So what I told you before, I fasten the ribbons in between the this part,
the corners
in between, yeah, where the two paws kind of go together. So I'm actually going to go through because I don't want it to pop out. Try to do it where you can't see it, and then that also helps hide your wire that you had attached your paws to, or the mini grapevines to. Here we go. It was just being challenging. So we're going to attach this.
A good point out. No, she will have to dovetail the last one.
What, did I miss one?
The one right there on the top, I think. The beige.
Yes. Yes, I did. Good catch. Okay, we will do this one. I always try to do it off, away from the bow, because otherwise it'll fall in, and then sometimes you're like, how am I going to get that out? So now we
Thank you, Robin.
Fluff. Yes, thank you for catching that. So we are gonna.
Yeah, one of the gals asked, how much would you sell this for? How much this is going for?
This is going for $50. So, like I said, it's a low price point. So there's people that are selling them a little bit lower, but when you look at them, you're like,
yep.
Their paws are kind of uneven. They don't really have much to them.
So Alvina, yeah, this will go for $50.
Yes, and like I said, it's a good price point. So if you, I think we ended up doing a couple. Well, I actually sold them to dog rescues that were doing a dog show, a local dog show here. So they wanted to sell them. So I was like, here you go, knock yourself out. So there's that one. And we'll go ahead and do the same here. This is why I love Grapevines. Just makes it so easy. If they are kind of thick, but not full of stuff.
Deborah, believe it or not, I think there is a video of not so much a craft schedule, but how many months you should be ahead of the season.
Needs to be 2 months out.
2 months ahead of the
generally.
season.
So if you Google Wreath Maker's calendar, Julie Samako actually put one together. And that's what a lot of people were using as a reference point for knowing what to make and when to make it. And you can find that, but it's a little, I don't know if it's off now.
Yeah.
Meaning always follow retail. That's the easiest way. If you're like, oh, I'm not really sure what I want to make, follow retail. And that's kind of crazy, but I'm like, I already finished all my patriotic. I'm finishing up my beach wreaths now. The problem with the beach wreaths is every time I make them, they get sold. So then I'm like, I have to stock my store again before I can move on to back to school, which will be the bookworm, and a teacher, you know, welcome teacher kind of wreath. So.
And Brittany said, hey, long time no see. I missed you a lot. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for joining us.
And joining and sharing and liking.
Exactly.
Aurora asked, are the bows all the same size, or did you make the ones on the sides smaller?
I didn't make the ones on the side smaller. I was going to initially, but I just figured I'll just keep them all the same.
So you can make them smaller. You
can. I think for the cat, I just kind of did it in conjunction with the sign. Like I looked at the cat sign was really small and really narrow, so I didn't want to make super huge bows and like overpower the sign. So I'm just kind of looking at this.
Deborah earlier asked, you know, how do you get so good at making your bows?
Practice.
Practice.
She
makes thousands a year.
What's the worst that can happen? In all honesty, what is the worst that can happen when you're doing a bow?
Start over.
Yeah, it's a pipe cleaner, right? So I'm cutting some of my tails a little shorter because I don't want them to impact my sign that much. You just take your pipe cleaner apart and start all over again.
Yep.
And just rerun it. If your loops on one side are too long, then cut them a little shorter. And then just run them through the bow dauber again. So I'm just judging distance based on my sign. So
she'll put it up here on the door in a second, and she'll put it on an angle, so you'll get to see what she means. Yeah.
What do you mean?
How you put the paw print on an angle.
Oh, well, you follow the sign.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at the sign's kind of turned at an angle.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, super simple. And put all that stuff over there. Take this one down. Get this one up. Super simple. So I know my sign was just like so, and that is how my bows are going to be. Just like so. Short, simple, super easy. What questions do you guys have on, are you zooming?
Yeah.
Okay.
They can still see you, but
okay.
I zoomed a little bit more so they can see them.
So I can get all my
Picture. I love the wreath.
It's super easy. Like I said, you can pick whatever colors you want. If you have, this is what I was, I think I posted even in the Etsy shop. Mm-hmm. If you have a dog that had passed away and you wanted to do like a memorial wreath, instead of the sign, you could put like their picture, mm-hmm. And then maybe add their color to the center or the bottom of the wreath, and it can become a keepsake. So kind of really have to think outside of the box and what else could they use it for. So vets, pet shops, rescues, breeders, dog shows. I was trying to think of any other ones besides dog lovers.
Yep. I guess I love it. Adorable, so cute.
See? Short and sweet.
Jean, yep, it's 3 different bows.
Yeah,
it just looks. Tied them in the corners. Yep.
If you look, there's one here, there's one here, and there's one here. It's just because I did the same print on the 2.5 with this that I did on this with the 1.5. Mm-hmm. And then, if, like I said, if you wanted to sell it with different signs, you could change it out with the seasons. And, you know, during fall, you can put fall wreaths up there with fall paw prints, and then look for a different sign.
Deborah, nope, you don't really need a hanger on the back because it's a grapevine, so it'll hang on any type of screw or hook.
Yeah, because if you think about it, you have it. Like I said, I have to do the pipe cleaner thing, but it just sits right here. Yeah. So even if it was on a wreath hanger, it's going to sit here as well. We just have it on a screw, so it just goes right to the middle of the major part of the grapevine. I wouldn't recommend, and I even tell customers this, because somebody bought it and then they walked off carrying it by the littler wreaths. Strongly recommend that they hold it from the bigger part. Yeah.
Yep.
Even though everything's all wired together, the smaller wreaths just aren't designed for bearing that much weight.
Maybe the price point was $50.
Yeah.
Elaine said, love the simplicity, and that's what's great about this.
Right.
It's very simple, very easy to make.
It's just like the patriotic wreath, right? Tie a swag on it, put some pit berries on it, add a bow and some raffia and some metal stars, and not everything has to be overly complicated. It could just be something short and simple. Cat, dog lovers, you could do it for like, if people have like jaguar or tiger sports teams, you could change out their ribbons and get a sign that's their school mascot kind of thing and do it that way. It just makes you look that much more creative.
Yep. And so you use 2.5 inch and 1.5 inch ribbon.
Yeah, just these ones exactly.
And
so we did these two and then these two. Exactly. That's it. I just had extras here. In the event I ran out, but that's it. All right, well, no further questions. Like I said, have the weekend. As moms, you do so much throughout the year that we need more than just one day to honor and celebrate moms. But go out and have an incredible weekend. I will see you next week where we're pretty much back to our schedule, and then on Sunday I will post everything for what's happening next week. What we're doing on Friday, and then what we're doing on Sunday, what we're doing on Monday. So we should be good.
Yep. And Elvina, the wreaths are from Joann's. But you can get it from Hobby Lobby, but Kat likes Joann's the most.
Well, I did the big wreath. Came from Joann's, and then the little ones, because they come in a pair.
Yeah. And
they're a little cheaper, and you can use your coupon. They were a better deal. I think it was only $30 per bunch. Yeah, for the 8-inch ones.
Yep.
And that's it.
And then the large wreath is 18 inches, and the smaller ones are 8-inch wreaths.
Yep. Super easy. Just tie everything together, fasten them all down, you're good to go. All right, everyone, have a great rest of the weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all of you that are moms and people who serve in place of moms and stepmoms and moms-to-be and foster moms. Thank you for all that you do. And we will talk to you guys on Monday. Talk to you. Bye-bye.